You're telling me in the 70s used to get off of their 40-hour work week as a fucking milkman to their two-story house that they own, mind you, with a Mustang in the driveway that they could use to drive to not one, not two, but three of their secret families that they take care of all simultaneously. Then goes to the club that Friday, not just go to the club, but go to the club where they're playing the new single that Michael Jackson just dropped. This is why I don't argue with boomers. Because imagine going from that and now somebody in 2025 is telling you I can barely afford my one-bedroom apartment working 3 jobs. I would think that's trolling.
Attention, player haters and overrated disbelievers of all kinds. I stand before you today 10 toes down as the bearer of bad news. Y'all done fucked up.
Ouch. Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on that. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the L.A.R. I feel a cold stare.
All right. Y'all putting too much sauce on this boomer hate. let me start by saying, did boomers do a lot of messed up, have done a lot of messed up stuff? Absolutely. Was I one I was early on talking about this years ago. But now y'all exaggerating. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm in Gen X, into Gen X, right? So into Gen X, I ended where I start right after that is the beginning of millennials, literally. A lot of you young folks, some of you are millennials, some of you are zillennials. Some of the millennials have boomer parents. Some of y'all do. But I say half of y'all got Gen X parents. Same thing with the zillennials. Y'all mostly got Gen X parents. So shut the fuck up. Because y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Just like this cat talking about. In 1970s, they had the Mustang and the 3 families. You black, bro. I know you ain't talking about black people. I know you're not. Because you stupid. In the 70s with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's real, off the wall came out in 79. Michael Jackson really ran the 80s. The Jacksons were prior to that, but Michael Jackson as a grown man, it was really the, 79 is when Off the Wall came out. He ran the whole 80s. Him and Prince. So I say that because I know your time frame is messed up. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Now let's get to this shit. And this is why I have an issue. Partially it's our fault for Black America made a lot of black millennials and zillennials. Y'all really have no fucking clue about the shit that people did. So let me run this by you. Black people, let's do it this way. Since everybody like hip hop and the street culture, right? If Black America had so much money, there wouldn't have been a fucking crack era in the 80s. Okay? Think about that. If we had so much money, there wouldn't have been a crack era. Okay? That's just a fact. Because people talked about that was all for debauchery for money. But now let's get to the other part. Do you realize the vast majority of y'all don't know what it's like to work on a house, to work on a farm, to work on cars? See, a lot of y'all, y'all talking this shit, but y'all don't realize, when even when I was a kid, they send people to your family. If you in the South, they send you to your family up north. Midwest, East Coast, shit like that, West Coast. If you was up north, they send your family to the South. They send you to see your family in the South. So y'all don't realize how many actually boomers and some of us Gen X actually worked on farms. Actually, helped lay foundations. You get what I'm saying? Painted houses, fixed cars. Like they had us outside doing this shit with them. How many of y'all y'all don't cut grass like that? And you don't know. You didn't get up, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. You wasn't cutting grass. You wasn't tilling the fields. You wasn't doing none of that. You don't know that shit. but you got to work 3 jobs, nigga. Do you know? Let's say my grandparents, who was the silent generation, greatest generation, grandparents, greatest great grandparents, and all that. You know how many fucking jobs they had? Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get that people, like my granddad, rest in peace, man. My granddad dropped out of school in like the 5th grade, I want to say. Or he's the second or the fifth. I can't never remember which one. Second or the fifth, because he had to work to help take care of the family. None of you motherfuckers know what that's like. I don't know what that's like. But y'all run around here swear to God that y'all got to work too much. You know, last I checked, like I was born in New Orleans. Shout out to the Ninth Ward. Y'all don't realize how many people, because of the culture of New Orleans, the artistry of the culture. Y'all don't realize how many people had a day job and then at night were an artist and then went back to their day job. That's a normal thing. You watch people like that all the time. Guys out here, he's a painter. He's working on the docks. Maybe could even be a foreman. You know what I'm saying? People are teachers. People are cops. People are firemen. People are all kinds of stuff. And then you know what? I get off. I go home. I take a shower. I got to get on my second hustle. See, this ideology that everybody just and here's where you get it twisted really. Because I should have put this earlier, but whatever. The reason why boomers have so much money is because the way the economy blew up with them as let's just say middle-aged adults to senior citizens. They were investing in Apple and IBM early. It's kind of like, think about it like this. What we're looking at now, boomers had, they had the first crack at Bitcoin. It was Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Google. They was on, that, they were able to buy stuff pennies on the dollars. Just like they did this in Back to the Future, and they did a spin on Back to the Future back in the day with Family Matters, when they was like, hey man, if you put a little bit of money in this, in 15 years you'll be mega rich kind of situation. That's what that's about. They definitely had access to invest at a cheaper rate and get massive returns. Definitely. But this other shit y'all talking? No. And I'm not speaking for white boomers. I'm speaking for black boomers. Black boomers inherited a lot of shit that they sold off and blew the money. That's what they did. Okay, that's what they did. But a lot of this stuff that you think people had an easy street. No. A lot of y'all, like the vast majority of y'all talking, y'all don't know what it's like to live in a house without air conditioning. The vast majority of y'all talking, y'all never use baking soda for toothpaste and deodorant. The vast majority of y'all talking, and it's a different time, you didn't have to borrow food from your neighbors. You didn't have government cheese. You didn't know that you could crumble up newspaper to use it as toilet paper when you didn't have any more toilet paper. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't think about stuff like that. The vast majority of y'all didn't save the little pieces of soap, that you found around the house to have at some point melted together if you can find a couple of pieces and make a bigger piece of soap because you couldn't afford soap at that time. Y'all don't know shit about that. You know, I forgot the damn name of that damn canister. Vast majority of y'all don't know what it's like to have that damn, you know, before they had the wood, but not the wood furnace, before they had the gas furnace in his apartments that was on the side that was heating stuff out, they had these fucking canister. So if the furnace didn't work, people had a canister, like I forgot what the damn name, it's like a fucking canister, you know, and to heat up the room. Kind of like when y'all play Whiteout Survival where the little thing comes up. They had those for the house for the wintertime. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all have no freaking clue. You know, y'all sorry. Y'all don't know, you know, that people really didn't eat meat until the weekend. I had no fucking clue. Like, you eating burgers and chicken and steak and fish all fucking through the week. People was eating basically like vegetables until the weekend. Rice and beans. You know what I'm saying? It was shit like sometimes you eat rice and beans the whole fucking week. But you know, eggs, yeah, but you wasn't getting chicken and steak every fucking day. Don't get it twisted. That's some movie shit with rich people. You know, it was eating meat was a weekend thing. But y'all don't, you know, what are you talking about? Yeah, bro. Even with somebody like me, we didn't eat, y'all eat more takeout than anybody. Y'all got, I'm saying this because not just y'all not the society that you were born into is more expensive, but way easier to live in. Way easier to live in. Y'all don't know what it's like to drive in cars without air conditioning. No, y'all don't. It's weird, but a lot of y'all are so fucking comfortable. Yeah, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it at all. Are you mad at the boomers for being selfish? Yeah, I get it. But y'all putting way too much sauce on this shit. Like, oh, your life is so fucking hard. It ain't as fucking hard as you think. And I'm saying that, you know, as a Gen Xer, just the simple part of the. And I'm gonna say it this way: for all you young black men out here, y'all, I don't know what age this stopped because I'm 46. So I would probably say maybe 40 was the max, is the lowest I'll go. Most young black men, everybody that's a black man that I know has had an experience as a child where a cop pulled a gun on them. Every last one of us. We got y'all away from that. And before you go, what were you doing? Nothing. Everybody would, you know, that was a normal fucking thing. To the point it was put in the fucking movies. You get what I'm saying? Y'all don't y'all don't get it. You know, y'all don't get how our teachers used to sabotage us. I know that still exists, but y'all don't have no fucking clue. You mad at this and you mad at that. It's like your experience, even as a millennial and a Gen Z or a zillennial, is far more on easy street than Gen X, baby boomers, greatest generation, silent generations. You motherfuckers got it sweet. And you gotta remember something. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end. My grandparents had to go through the fucking Great Depression. It's coming. The way the economy is going, it's coming. And you gonna see. You gonna fucking see. Because the shit that y'all not prepared for is, you think you got complaints now. Stuff I told because we don't get newspapers like that. So you gonna see, dog. Y'all gonna learn how to catch rainwater and shit like that, and start planting stuff and growing food because you can't afford shit. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna start cutting back on a lot of this shit. Y'all gonna see. You gonna see more people walking and working out. Y'all gonna see. You gonna see more people working with their hands. Y'all gonna see. But because I get what the boomers have done, but see what I don't get is some of y'all putting so much sauce on it. Y'all just making up shit because y'all have no clue on how it was even 40 fucking years ago. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.